all for coming tonight to celebrate Hibbing's 130th birthday. And as always, a big thank you to the Hibbing City Band. We are really lucky and blessed in Hibbing to still have a city band. You know, it used to be that towns, even small towns, had city bands. And through the years, they disappeared, and no one wanted to keep them up, and no one wanted to pay for the music. And we are so lucky that we still have this band, these wonderful musicians, this incredible director, and a new one coming up. Yes. So if you see your city councilor or the mayor, please thank them, because they are the ones who keep this money available for us to have this band. And now, as you are able, would you please stand for the national anthem? And our two honorees tonight were big supporters of Hibbing schools and the activities in Hibbing schools, and so we will follow the national anthem with the Hibbing School fight song. Please join in.
Flag is that way.
Flag is over by the flag is by the library. No, we don't have a football game or a hockey game at this point for you, so you just have to make do with me. Our town celebrates 130 years since incorporation. And for the past 20 years, the Hibbing Historical Society has honored some of the men and women who, over the years, have brought increased recognition to or increased the quality of life in Hibbing by inducting them into the Hall of Service and Achievement. And on the back of your program is that information. Tonight, 2 more people will be inducted into the Hall of Service and Achievement. And throughout our town are reminders of the people who are honored in the hall. We gather this evening on the lawn of City Hall, here in the center of Hibbing. And here we can think about Victor Power, inducted into the hall in 2003, the longtime Hibbing mayor. He was called the Little Giant of the North, and the entire range can thank him for making sure that the money that was made out of this ground didn't just go out east, but created civic improvements here in our communities to make life better for the people who did that hard work in those underground mines and those dangerous open pits. Over there on the corner of 21st and 4th Avenue, that beautiful big white house was built by Michael Godfrey, the man who moved Hibbing. He was inducted into the hall in 2006. He oversaw the move. He laid out the streets and where the buildings would be. And he died in that house keeping watch over his beautiful city hall and his beautiful town. He helped create the new Hibbing. The Statue of Liberty here on the lawn is dedicated to Don Kozlik, who was inducted in 2006. He was an outstanding Boy Scout, known all over town, and he became a serviceman who gave his life for his country in Korea. And when you spend time in Brooklyn, Hibbing suburb, you can remember Arthur Parks Silliman, who was inducted in 2013. He was a surveyor and community leader who laid out the Brooklyn streets and volunteered in so many civic events. Now, down 21st Street is our magnificent high school, where Ken Peterson, inducted in 2004, and Bill Law, inducted in 2022, were fine principals. Bill Schleppergrill, inducted in 2016, taught German there. And Val Peterson, who was inducted in 2007, joyfully taught music there and wrote the sportsmanship song, which is still sung before every high school game. Further down 21st Street is the Washington Elementary School, where June Hendrickson, inducted in 2019, taught and developed programs that still benefit our Hibbing students. And after retirement, she served for years on the school board. She was a longtime supporter of the Hibbing Historical Society and left us a wonderful, sizable legacy in her estate. And every time you enjoy the bread and baked goods of Sunrise Bakery, you can remember Giulio Forti, inducted in 2011, who emigrated from Italy and started a business in North Hibbing that is now in its 4th generation. And our beautiful cake that you enjoyed tonight came from Sunrise Bakery. And also, whenever you enjoy a Sammy's pizza, you are remembering Sam Perella, inducted in 2016, whose restaurants with his signature pizzas are found across Minnesota. But of course, the best one is the one here in Hibbing. So sincerely hope you go to that one. The Greyhound Bus Museum on 3rd Avenue on our way up to North Hibbing reminds us of Bus Andy Anderson, inducted in 2003, a Swedish immigrant who took a chance on a Hupmobile to carry people across the range and grew it into a significant part of America, along with his partner, Edwin Ekstrom, who was inducted in 2007. The Greyhound Bus Museum also calls to mind Gene Nicolelli, who was inducted in 2007. He was the mastermind behind the development of that museum here in Hibbing, the Greyhound bus's hometown. The Mesabi Trail, which attracts bikers and hikers from all over, was a significant project that was promoted by Hibbing graduate Liz Prebich, inducted in 2022, during her time as the second female county commissioner in St. Louis County. And another Hibbing graduate who was a groundbreaking woman was Gail Murray, inducted in 2021, who was the only female lawyer in this area when she began her law career and was eventually the first female St. Louis County Court judge. And by the way, she was a longtime member of the city band. Across the street is our beautiful public library, where Isabel Thoyne, inducted in 2015, influenced so many young readers when she was the children's librarian. And a young boy named Robert Zimmerman, inducted in 2008, walked these streets while growing up here, and then went out into the world as Bob Dylan, received numerous awards, including the Nobel Prize in Literature. It is important that we remember these people. And Joe, now my husband, will read the entire honor roll of the members of the Hall and Service of Achievement before we add 2 more to their number.
You can tell she's taller than I am. Dottie Power, Bus Andy Anderson, Frank Hibbing, Vic Power, J.C. Taylor, Max Gray, K.L. Pedersen, Ann Marinelli, George Stuntz, Hattie Mosley, Omar Hillegas, Paul Aben Sr., Governor Rudy Perpich, Don Kozlak, Fran Beffera, Michael Godfrey, Carl Dockwilla, Edwin Ekstrom, Gene Nicolelli, Val Peterson, James Henry Ryan, Robert Dillon, Robert Kitchen, Gino Palucci, Senia Sari, Thomas F. Brady, Thomas R. Doherty, Claude Atkinson, Gladys Gansey, Irene Bedard, Giulio Forti, Donald Peterson, Silva Nikoloff, Arthur Parks Silliman, John Galobe Sr., Dr. Ben Owens, Isabel Thoyne, Willard Whitman, Sammy Perella, Bill Schleppergrill, Norma Schleppergrill, Alex Chisholm, Irma Mattioli McCarthy, Hubert Deere, Hemming Hautala, June Hendrickson, David Oxman, Vince Bugliosi, Gail Murray, Bill Law, and Liz Prebich.
I always love the fact that Joe didn't grow up here, but he handles all those ethnic names so beautifully. If you would would like to learn more about these people, we invite you to visit the Hibbing Historical Society Museum. It's located in the beautiful Memorial Building where the plaques are on permanent display. And they are there for you to learn about who these folks are and what they contributed to our town and to the world. And this evening, we honor two more people. Farrell and Vernice Burho loved Hibbing. They were two wonderful people who raised 4 children, worked hard at their jobs, but still found the time and the kindness to volunteer in so many ways. The example that they set for all of us in their upbeat, positive attitudes are something that we all can celebrate and honor. And tonight, on behalf of their family, their daughter, Pat Burho Minton, will speak.
Hard to follow that. Well, on behalf of the entire Burho family, I want to thank the Hibbing Historical Society for this wonderful award to our parents, Vernice and Farrell. This honor means a lot to our family because it publicly recognizes their dedicated community service and their many acts of kindness. They loved Hibbing and truly made it a better community with their many forms of volunteering. I think the key to their community service was that if anyone asked their help, they always said yes. They volunteered together for many well-known causes. But I remember one occasion when they were asked for a very unusual form of help. One year there was a very unruly group of kids in our church Sunday school. They had already sent off several teachers who threw up their hands and quit. When it came time for vacation Bible school, they couldn't find any teachers to do the jobs. So inevitably, our parents were asked for their help and would they run this vacation summer Bible school. A woman called from the church and she gave them her first pitch. This particular program is going to be so much fun because there's a character in the materials that you'll love. He's called Phineas the Frog. And Phineas was going to read and narrate all the stories, the Bible stories to the kids. And then she threw in, and there's even going to be a frog costume included this year. Then her last pitch, she said, "Oh, and Mr. Burho, you will make a perfect frog." Think of the opportunity they were offered. They had to stay inside, no air conditioning, for weeks with these unruly, wild bunch of kids. And they also had to face the fact that they might have to wear a frog costume. So in spite of knowing all of that, of course they said, "We'd be happy to help. When do we begin?" That's the way they were, and that's the way they lived. So thank you to all of you here tonight celebrating with us this very special occasion. We've been so appreciative of those of you who have told us stories and memories of our parents. After all these years, it's truly wonderful. Thank you. So, as a family, we are really honored to have their plaques hang in the museum. And they will be remembered for their many contributions to Hibbing. Thank you so much.
So the Hibbing Historical Society, on behalf of the city of Hibbing also, finds these two wonderful people, Farrell and Vernice Burho, most worthy of being honored as members of the Hall of Service and Achievement. And now accepting the plaques on behalf of the city of Hibbing I would like to introduce our mayor, my classmate, Peter Hyduk.
What a beautiful night for the boroughs to go into the Hall of Fame. And what a great speech, and I'll be thinking of frogs the rest of the night. And our 130th, that's just amazing. And we have a great community, and this only happens in small communities. You don't see this in big towns. You see it in small, intimate communities like ours where people know each other and love to be together and to listen to a great city band. Where's Julie? And with a great band director and a great city band. And Wednesdays, I think you're done for this year, correct? They finished with their combined at Iron World, correct? But anyways, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and celebrating our 30th and the honor of receiving these plaques to put in our historical museum. And I have one other kind of secret tonight. It's also a special day because Joe and Mary Keys, who lead this with the Historical Society, it is their 44th anniversary tonight. Some people will do anything to have a band play on their anniversary. But anyways, I gracefully accept these plaques and thank you for all you do, the band, the Historical Society, to make Hibbing just a great community to grow up and to be a part of. Thank you.
And we're blessed to have him as mayor. People often ask, how do you nominate someone for the Hall of Service and Achievement? The number one thing is you must be a member of the society in order to nominate someone. And if you are not currently a member of the Hibbing Historical Society, we conveniently have applications here. And it's really a very nominal annual fee to be a member, and there are no meetings to attend. If you want to come to a meeting, swell. Mostly it's fun events like this. And that money that you give us as part of your membership really helps us to preserve the history of Hibbing. And you can support us also by supporting our fundraisers. At the museum, for instance, we have postcards and books about Hibbing. And we also have pewter ornaments that celebrate Hibbing, including our newest ornaments. We have 2 of them this year. The Public Utilities Building, which is also celebrating its 100th birthday. And there's Elliot. And the other ornament that we have this year is the Carnegie Library, which was the first library in Hibbing up in North Hibbing. It had to be torn down when the town moved, and the beautiful new library was built here. The reason that we have 2 this year is that in 2017, we did not do an ornament, and people have been nagging us ever since. Our collection is not complete. There's no 2017. So this year, through the graciousness of the public utilities and our benefactors, we were able to do 2. And we also still have ornaments available from past years. The Hibbing High School, the North Hibbing Lincoln High School, Frank Hibbing, City Hall, the Android, the State Theater, the Memorial Building, the Hull Rust Mahoning Mine, and the big haul truck 166, which is on display up there, and the town that moved. They are for sale here tonight. Joe has them, and they are also always available at the museum. There's also a donation box here if you are not up to joining the membership. Maybe you just like to give us a donation. Every little bit helps to keep our history alive. We would like to ask the family to gather up here so that we can take some pictures with the plaques, and if you haven't had a chance to visit with them, you can stop by. And then we would just like to thank all of you again for attending this beautiful evening, and we will see you next year for the 131st. Thank you. Oh, one more thank you. You may have noticed Ron Werkela in the back of his truck there. He runs HPAT, Hibbing Public Access Television, and he does this wonderful filming. This evening will eventually be available all over the world. Anyone, so if you've got a friend in California and you're saying, I wish you'd been here, and when Ron gets this up online, that person can go to hpat.org and watch it, along with the parades and concerts and all sorts of wonderful things. Thank you very much, HPAT. Okay. Now, family for pictures.